Morning,
Oh,
Pooki.
my favorite day of the week.
I know it's usually everybody rests on, a lot of people rest on Sundays.
We
Get,
party,
we get activated here at
right?
Sunday Inspiration Live.
We gather together with our community.
Uh,
Yay!
Today we're talking about creating an action plan for your goals, but there's so music, fun, laughter. Let's crank it up, shall we?
Oh, let's do it, babe.
Oh, when I wake up in the morning, I feel so grateful. When I wake up in the morning,
Coming to you from the Pine Forest, St. Louis, Missouri.
When I wake up in the morning, I feel the spirit.
Yeah.
When I wake up in the morning, I'm here to
That's right.
Are you here to thrive?
Sing
Are you
along.
Here to thrive?
I wake up every day.
Every day.
Wake up, this is what I say. Wake up, I am so free. Wake up, and I'm free to be me.
I'm free to be me.
Yeah.
I'm free to be me.
Oh, yeah, you're free to be you, too.
So even though that those lyrics are in the first person, Pooki seems to be singing about herself, and you are singing about yourself.
I am.
They're meant to be. When you sing along with them, they become "I am" statements. So then you're singing about yourself.
Wow, just the thought of that. Like, music is affirmations to song.
Well, our music. Well, actually, most music is an affirmation
Actually,
song. But,
and because here's the deal. There have been times in our life when we affirm the negative, right? And so there's like all this kind of music. So like it's also too to pay attention to what you're listening to on those like nice wavy streams of music, right? What are they actually saying to you? I've been surprised sometimes when I've actually listened to some music out there. That's one of the reasons why we create this really empowering music that inspires your soul and heals your heart and activates your passion and your purpose and your play.
That's right. So just think about that when you find yourself singing along to a song. What are you saying to yourself?
Yeah.
It's like if you're a Kiss fan, it's got, I want to rock and roll all night and party every day. That is an affirmation from the 70s. And
See where that got us.
and it attracted people who lived that lifestyle.
Right.
So
So just pay attention because you know what? Our body is so intelligent. It's listening to everything. They have these smart things that can hear and listen and
Smart things.
We've been doing it for a lot longer than Alexa. Our cells have been listening to everything that we've been saying. It's been taking cues from our voice.
I just thought of that. Yeah, so normally it goes, Alexa, cue up this or that. But way before Alexa, or even if you don't have,
Alexa.
or even if you don't have an Alexa or whatever
We don't.
You can just say universe. Order me up a.
But you don't even have to say universe. Whatever it is that you're saying, your cells are listening. Your body's listening to that. And so it's really, really important to pay attention to what it is that you're speaking to yourself.
That's right.
That's
what affirmations are all about.
That's what they're all about. Yes.
Oh, so good to see so many of you. We're going to be checking in on the comments here as we go along. But so again, we're talking about this is the week 2 of 3 weeks. So we're going to be talking about the activate portion of our kind of 3-step. I don't know, what do you call
Process.
it? Process, yeah. We call heal,
Method.
activate,
Yeah.
and connect. And so this is about like creating an action plan for your goals. And it's a perfect time of the year to be talking about this
So
kind of
important.
stuff. That's going to be coming up later. We got a couple songs. We got a dance video. Oh my gosh, so many things we're going to be sharing with you. But as we always like to do early on in these broadcasts, Pooki, you feel like getting us a little centered here?
I do.
All right.
All right. Yeah, because our hearts are all activated in love and just the excitement of being together
Yeah.
in this beautiful place. Our heart, given to us by our ancestors. When we were conceived in the womb of our mothers, our heart was the very first thing that was made. Not our brain, our heart. Why? Because we are love, we are love, we are love. And this heart started beating the energy of love in that very moment of conception. Beating the frequency, the vibration of love, compassion, and healing into the world when we were in our mother's womb. Oh my gosh, we didn't even know who we were yet. Or maybe we did. So our heart, the power of our heart to heal, to bring healing to ourselves, to each other, to our communities, our nations, our world. And so this is a powerful moment where we acknowledge the heart and the ability of the heart to just send these ripples of love out into the known universe and unknown too. We can go that far, right? What we know that we don't know. And these ripples of love, as they emanate from within our being, ripple out into the world. And in this space, we can touch each other right here in this circle, right here. As we're gathered from all over the world, we have Dublin in the house. We have many people from the United States. I haven't really read all the chat, but I saw that Tracy was here, and it's such a blessing. So our love can reach to Tracy right now. In this moment, as we bring our attention and our awareness to the power of our love. The power of our love. All right, so put your hands on your heart, and I want you to connect with that beating heart within you and see if you can just sense that heartbeat, that divine vibration of love, of healing that's emanating from within your own being. Oh, I can feel mine. And then let's just give some gratitude, some thank you, beautiful heart, for sending the energy of love into the world. And right now, with this intention to reach out and touch every single person in this divine circle, our global community all over the world, our love is reaching out and touching each one. And we then, as our love is expanding into these regions of the world where we may not even yet have gone, we just give a big hug to the earth, to the mother, and then all of the sacred beings, not only humans, but all the animal life, all the plant life, all the earth, all the sacred life that makes up this beautiful Mother Earth. We just give a hug with this love that's activated from within our own being. We hug the mother. She needs a hug right now. She's going through a lot. Just feel that love. Feel that love. Maybe you can sense a tingling in your fingers as you're connecting to this infinite field of love that we are becoming aware, more and more aware of, that we're participating in this moment. Now bring your hands back to your heart. Oh, thank you, heart. Strong heart, loving heart, kind heart. Thank you. Thank you for being with me from the beginning and emanating the energy of love and compassion and healing into the world. Thank you. So grateful for you. Let's just take a couple deep breaths here. Just being present with our heart, with each other, and the love that we are in the world. Yeah. So we put our hands together in a prayerful way. We bow our heads in gratitude for this day, this moment, this now.
That was beautiful. Yay.
So we're celebrating love today, and you know what? There was someone that was born today.
Really?
Yeah. Somebody that was born today. It is a hero in the United States. And his name is Martin Luther King Jr. And he was a civil rights activist. He was all about equality. He was all about no one should ever live in poverty, experience hate, have what they don't need. You know, and that was his mission, his vision. And today is his birthday. We celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. on this day. What a powerful visionary. And you know what? He spoke to the truth that love is the answer. Love is what brings healing. How we can come together as a beloved community is that we activate the love within us. And then we accept and we rejoice in our differences, not judge them, rejoice in them, become curious about them, right? Because our curiosity will allow us to explore something new that we didn't know before. And many times when we become explorers, we find that those people that we maybe fear or don't know about or judge or stay away from or whatever, when we actually get into conversation with them, we find out that most all the time we'll find out that they want exactly what we want. They want safety, they want love, they want to be able to have a beautiful life, right? To be successful, right? To be safe, to live in a world. There's so many people in the world today that aren't in safe places. You know, so we send our prayers and our love to all the people right now who are living in a situation where they are not safe. And we ask that the divine creator of all that is protect them at this time. Yeah.
Last night we actually did a 1 hour kind of tribute concert celebrating. It was a part of a 4 day event.
4 day.
Called the ML, Dr. Martin Luther King Convergence.
Yeah, the MLK Convergence.
Yeah.
And the events continue today and tomorrow. Because tomorrow in the United States is Martin Luther King Day. And so go to compassiongames.org. Compassiongames.org.
It's either compassiongames.org or thecompassiongames.org. I'm not sure. Maybe Lisa still has that from last night. If not, she might pop it in
Well,
there.
I'm pretty sure if you go to compassiongames.org, it's going to lead you, because that's what I've always typed in.
Okay.
I've never typed in the...
Okay.
It'll lead you right to the site, and then you can click on the events, and you can see the schedule of events for the entire day and for tomorrow, too. And you're invited to go and participate. And this is a conversation about how do we become beloved community? How do we love and support each other in this time, right? Because, I've heard it said that... that there may come a time where if you don't know how to grow food, you're not eating, And so how do we connect with each other and we begin to share our gifts with one another and we become the system of support, right? Because everything is held within the people, right? All of the, we're the ones that are creating all the stuff. Right? And all we have to do is we have to learn how to connect one to another and share. This is about us sharing and giving and receiving. What do I have that could benefit you? What do you have that could benefit me? How can we bring this into community? How can we work and build a beloved community where we love and help one another? Right? Because we're all brothers and sisters on this beautiful planet.
That's right.
Yeah.
So Lisa just posted that. Thank you very much for looking
Thank
that
you,
up.
Lisa.
It is compassiongames.org, and then there's a slash to the actual page that talks about the Convergence event. And I think you may notice in the chat here, Lisa's posts might have a different color. At least they are on my end. So I'm assuming they might be on yours too. I've given her official moderator status here, and Lisa's just becoming a bigger and bigger part of our little team here. In our mission to empower as many people as we can around the world, and so she's always has been here on Sundays regardless. But I've asked her to do some things like post links as we talk about things so I don't have to stop and look for them and post them in there. She'll be reminding people periodically for the new people just tuning in to post where they're from and welcoming people. And so we have a number of ambassadors. That welcome people, but
you probably already experienced it.
But I just wanted to give her a shout out. And then last night, Lisa and Eileen, who's also here, were co-hosting. They were like co-hosts, helping us with the Zoom concert last night. And they just realized that they were both from the Northwest. Eileen's closer to Seattle, and Lisa's just in Oregon, one state down. So they're kind of in the same area of the country. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Got a couple of super chats here. I just want to acknowledge. Really appreciate you.
Oh, Deanne.
So Deanne, thank you so much. Thank you for the super fun night of dance last night. Yeah, Deanne was all over it. She was not sitting during that. She
No, she
positioned
never sat down.
her computer so she was upright and moving around.
Yep, she was dancing her little butt off.
Yeah.
We all were. It was fun. It was a great
Yeah.
concert.
It was. I mean, it wasn't as well. Yeah, it was. It's always kind of lighthearted and it was uplifting, but it was a little more serious tone. But we have fun at the same time.
We talked about love all night long. We sang about love.
Yeah, that is fun. Yeah,
that was
Donna sent us super chat earlier. Love to both of you from Donna.
Oh, thank you, Donna. It was so good to be with you last night too.
Thank you. Yes, a number of you in the chat, like Crystal and a few others, were there last night. It was so good to see you. Yay! So we'll be checking in again with comments here. We're gonna play another song. Actually, one we did last night. It's all about love. We haven't played it, I think, on a Sunday in a few months, but
love this
it's
song.
one of Pookie's favorites.
Yeah. One of my favorites. So you know it's got to be good.
So if you want to get your dance on. If someone's asking what the website is, and so you can either look earlier or Lisa can post it again if she can. So, yay.
All right.
So let's get our groove on here. So
Yeah.
this is definitely dance time. If you want to move around and sing along with us, you can do that. You ready, Pookie?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
Oh yeah, baby. This one's all about love. Here we go.
Let's go.
Put your hands together and let love lead the way. Yeah. Put your hands together and spread some joy today. Put your hands together and make your body move. Put your hands together and feel your spirit groove. Have faith, you can make a difference. Have faith in everything that you do. Have faith in your dreams and visions. Have faith, they will all come true. Have faith, we can heal the world with love. Have faith, our hearts will lead the way. Have faith, we will sing this song out loud. Have faith, and this is what we'll say. Come on, put your hands together and let love lead the way. Yeah. Put your hands together and spread some joy today.
Put your hands together.
Put your hands together and make your body move. You know you want to put your hands together and feel your spirit groove. Have faith,
You can make a difference
have
in
faith,
everything that you do.
have
Your
faith,
dreams and visions,
have
they
faith,
will all come true.
have
Can
faith,
heal the world with love.
have faith,
Hearts will lead the way.
have
We
faith.
can sing this song out loud.
Have faith.
And this is what we'll say. Yeah.
Put your hands together and let love lead the way. Yeah. Put your hands together and spread some joy today.
Put your hands
Put
together.
your hands together and make your body move. You know you want to put your hands together and feel your spirit groove. Have faith. You just gotta have a little faith. You know, love is the answer.
Have
Really,
faith.
I promise you. Would I lie to you? I mean, come on now.
faith.
Love is the answer. And when we activate
Have
the love
faith.
within our hearts and we connect one to another and we bring our joy, our compassion, our vision, my gosh, there's nothing that we can't do. It's all about love, baby! Put your hands together and let love lead the way. Put your hands together and spread some joy today.
Put your hands together.
Put your hands together and make your body move. Put your hands together and feel your spirit groove. Have faith. Yeah. Yeah, you got to have faith. You know, we and you know what? We have faith.
It's like
We
your
have
George
faith.
Michael song.
Gotta have
You
faith.
gotta have faith. That's a different one.
Right, love is the answer.
Someone there is asking, "Love the song. Is it available to listen to elsewhere?" It's not. It's not something that we have properly or officially, I should say, recorded where you can, listen to it on Spotify or iTunes. Right now, it's just sort of embedded in a lot of these live streams. But what we're slowly doing, since it's just taken us a while to get official, like, properly recorded songs out, is we're taking snippets, like we're getting really good versions of our live and then posting those at our live versions of these songs and posting them as their own standalone videos. We're gonna, little by little, we're getting that out there. Thank you, Floki,
We're working on it.
for the kind words on the guitar work. Yeah, I like playing those little funky riffs there. Bonk, 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 bonk.
That's groovy.
Could have been a bass. Yeah, if it had been a bass, that would be a nice little bass
So
riff.
fun.
So yeah, actually, our song of ours that we did last night called "Now Is the Time." We come from the same source. We are going to post that this coming week as its own standalone video. Again, just a kind of an unplugged live version of it until we can get
a studio session done.
yeah.
Yeah, we're just kind of busy right now.
We are busy doing all kinds.
Busy.
In fact, what's a great segue into one of the things we've been doing. We're kind of restructuring. We're streamlining. We're kind of getting focused this year on.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Who we are, who we serve, how we can best serve you, and in what ways we can do that. But one of the things we did was we got out an ebook. And in fact, I think it was Jennifer very early in the chat was talking about how she printed this off last night. But we have an ebook. We spent a number of weeks crafting this thing called "How to Turbocharge Your Life: 5 Steps to Unleashing Your Purpose, Passion, and Play," and it's available absolutely free. Our gift to you: just go to the website bobbakerinspiration.com and feel free to put that in the chat as well, Lisa. I'm sure you're probably already on that, and you can download that for free. And we really try to narrow down like the 5 steps that are to personal transformation, and using our own lives, right, Pooki?
Yeah.
And we share a lot of stories
We
in there
do.
that we've never really talked about. Some pretty personal things about the challenges we face, the
Yep.
hardships, and then some of the triumphs too.
Yep. And what it took for us to get there, to get here, right?
Yep.
And just the commitment. And so it's a really powerful, really powerful ebook. So it's not a long read, but it does, if you want to activate it, you're really going to have to spend some time with it, right? Because it's asking you to do some things like really look at your life and make some goals, right? Or make a goal. Right? That's the other thing that we figured out too, is like having one goal, like one specific goal.
We call it a big bodacious goal.
Big bodacious goal. Having that one goal, that's gonna like create the most change in your life in whatever period of time you're looking at, right? So like I'm looking at 3 months right now. And so in 90 days, what's the one thing I could do in my life that would activate the most change? And so I picked that goal, and now I'm in the whole process of chunking it down. What does it look like? How do I get from where I am right here to there? What are the steps that I need to take? So it's a really powerful process.
That's right. So yeah, Lisa just put it in there. BBG, big, bold, bodacious goal.
Oh, that's right.
3 B's
One
and a
G.
G. Yeah. And then we actually also revealed like this new motto that we're using, like in our where it's funny. We realized there are 3 P's and 3 B's that actually represent Bob and Pooki, which we didn't even notice. But we're kind of our new little motto here, helping you rediscover purpose, passion, and play, and the joy of living a big, bold, bodacious life. I love the alliteration in there.
I know. I love it too.
And they reflect our initials.
So that big, bold, bodacious life, that just means that you feel that from the inside. It doesn't mean that you're like on TV or something like that. It just means that you feel that expansion from within you. That you feel that big, bodacious experience of living. Delicious. It's so yummy.
You bet everybody's going crazy. We're going to check in on the some comments here, which we can highlight up on the screen. Like Brianna says, can't wait to read it and put into play my BBG. It's actually BBBG.
Yeah, you don't want to let any one of those bees go.
Big-
You don't want the big go.
It's
the
big,
bold.
bold, and bodacious.
That's right.
So
You want them all. You want all three of those bees.
let's see here. Sirius says thanks for the ebooks, many blessings. It's funny. Some people are like Clara's got all three B's, and then
Clara's got all.
and some and like Mercy's got two. You know. But listen. Oh, Debbie says you should read it more than once. I assume you have read it. See, so
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. It is. You can look at us and know that it's tested. What we're sharing with you, we wouldn't teach you anything that we're not doing or we haven't done. You know.
Tracy, good to see you back in the comments here.
Oh my gosh, Tracy, it's so good to see you here.
And I clicked and highlighted Eva saying that she's looking forward to seeing some of the songs on YouTube.
Oh, and thank you, Lisa, for posting that link where they can watch the concert from last night.
Yeah.
That's great.
Let's see here. Let's check in on some of the earlier. So many things have come in. Hey, Cynthia, good to see you here.
Hi, Cynthia.
You sing that song.
I love that song. Can you tell? Oh yeah.
Gonna see if I can highlight some people maybe we haven't don't see here too often.
Yeah.
And if you're and again we're scrolling through trying to catch as many as we can, but post again if you are here for the first time
and where you're from,
and where you're watching from. Especially, well, it doesn't matter inside or outside, but we the United States. But we love to know when people are watching from abroad. Hi Trey, great to have you here. We got Rad Angel is in the house. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. There's Chandni from India.
Hello,
Yay.
welcome again. I think you were here with us last week.
Yeah, I think she's been here for a number of weeks.
Oh, a number of weeks.
In a row. Tinika's here with enjoying the little dancing emojis. There, let's see here. Oh wow, we got over 100 people simultaneously right now as I speak.
In
there
this
are
moment.
100 people simultaneously watching this.
So fun.
That is awesome. There's Keisha there. She asked earlier about the. Carrie says she's in Olympia, Washington. Mm-hmm. And CEO's in the house. Hello, CEO.
Hello, CEO.
Good to see.
And Andy, her husband, Andy.
That's right. Let's see. Again, of course, we mentioned Eileen is here. What is it? Mary Louise.
Welcome, Mary Louise.
Melody's here. Let's see. All right, cool. So many familiar names. So if you've been shy or been kind of like hanging back, hey Dave, good to see you here.
Hey Dave.
I think he's
St. Louis, buddy.
I think he was talking earlier about your meditation there.
Aww.
Rob. Carrie,
hey Rob.
And then Holly Ann from down
we
under.
love Holly Ann. She in Dublin or is she in India?
She's been traveling, so it's hard to say where she is at any given time.
I don't know what time zone she's in.
Yeah.
Wherever it is, it's probably really late, like 2:00 in the morning. So we're happy that you're here, Holly Ann.
And hello, Yvette. Is Crystal, who we saw last night in the
dance party,
Zoom room. Floki, of course. Oh, there's Tracy, who we've been corresponding with.
Oh, hi Tracy.
Yeah. Good to see you here.
Good morning.
All right, cool. Let me see what's any newer ones at the bottom here, and it's their Loud Not Empty is here. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Is it Hajir or from Virginia, first time. All right.
Welcome, Hajir. It's so good to have you with us. Wow. This is amazing.
Nargis, I don't know if this is I think there might be a different Nargis than we've known. But anyway, she's my daughter enjoys your Sundays live streams. We are watching it together. Yay.
Oh, fantastic.
That is Uzi from Trinidad and Tobago. Oh, cool. I'm glad some people are chiming in here from other countries.
Sunita from Singapore.
Got WBGP from Singapore. Audrey from South Lake, Texas. Yeah, hey. Oh,
there's Vasiliki from Greece.
Yes.
Wow, this is totally a global community.
That's
we are
awesome.
Gathered here, activating the energy of love into the world. Wow, so amazing.
So we definitely have some first timers, and so of course we always like to celebrate. We gathered some of our friends. They get together with us every Sunday because we bribe them with like coffee and donuts in the next room.
Oh yeah, they're here. They're right over here.
But when they found out why we were asking them to come, because we wanted to celebrate with you, that we wanted to express our celebration of you
Our
being
gratitude.
here, especially for the first time, or even if even if you're a regular. I think
Yeah.
that's where you show up here. Some of you literally has been showing up here every Sunday for over 2 years now, because this is season 3, episode 3. Ooh, we're hitting all the threes today, and we get the 3 P's, the 3 B's, and big bold bodacious. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let's I think they're ready. We have the camera
ready?
ready
Are
in
you
the other
ready?
room. Okay, 1, 2,
Here they
3.
come.
Here we are, folks. Tell them how you feel.
They are
There
so
you
happy
go.
you're here.
Thank you for coming in. Finish up your coffee and donuts, and then you can be on your way.
So fun.
It never gets tired. For those of you
No.
regulars, we set that up the same way every time.
Always, always. We love to celebrate our
All right, we
newcomers.
talked about the new guy. We talked about we highlighted some good people here. Hello, Jillian's in the house too. Yay! So here's what we come to: community photos, and we've been doing and plus a new section called Funday Flashbacks.
Oh,
So you are welcome. If you want, you can either text or email me a photo of yourself with something that represents something that we do. You can hold up one of the, my book, or one of the books if you've ordered it. If you have any of our merchandise, T-shirt, whatever, a mug, you can hold that. Or you can do what Cherie did last week, and she sent this photo of herself. In front of her laptop. Looks like a MacBook there.
yep.
And I happen to know that she that's a wonderful photo, and she took this photo when we were doing our first installment of Sunday Funday Flashback. Because on that screen right there's a picture of me and a rock band promo photo from like 1982.
So funny. I didn't know Bob then.
She did not know. Maybe that's best. I don't know. But thank you, Cherie. So you can do something as simple as that. Just take a selfie of yourself with us in the background, or something, one of the videos or whatever. If you don't have that physical piece of merchandise or whatever to hold up. But if you have ordered the Power of Affirmations book, or any of my other books, or any of our merchandise, take a picture of yourself with it and send it, and we will we might just highlight it on a future Sunday. So since we get a minimal amount of those in, I love showing these visuals, so I came up with this idea. It's kind of like Throwback Thursday, but it's on Sunday, so it's called Sunday Funday Flashback. I need to get some kind of a jingle. It just feels like it needs to be
It's
here.
gonna emerge.
Yeah, I will one day. So let me. So this is something that Pooki posted. I don't know if your sister posted this or where this came from, but this is, explain what this is, Pooki.
Oh, I'm probably 5 years old in that photograph, and I believe I'm dancing at the Moon Islander with my mother in her Hawaiian floor show. It was long ago when they didn't have working laws and things like that. So
Child labor.
child labor laws. So I'm out there, dancing hula. And so I come from a long line of hula dancers, and this is me. I'm about 5 years old. So this is like 1966, about that time
wow.
period. Yeah.
And
I
so-
remember that dress too.
Do you?
It's
Oh,
funny.
wow.
I do. I remember that dress.
Tied in the front.
Mhm. Well, that's got a little band around
bow, okay.
around my hips. And when you were wearing a muumuu, you put that band around your hips so that people could see your movements. Because if your dress was just really big, it would just look like you were just a floating head.
Right.
So, yeah.
So, and you were 5 here. Somebody's saying performing already. I think that might be a
Well-
reference to this. But you're actually you've been performing for 3 good 3
yeah,
years.
yeah. I was on the stage since I was 2 years old.
Yeah.
So,
And,
yeah.
and we will. So we have a lot of photos. I don't like in each one of these Sundays. I only want to put up like 3 or 4 vintage or older photos, so we can spread them out, throughout the year. But I've got one when you were around 2 that we can show maybe in a
Another
future
time.
week. Now this isn't really. I mean, it depends on what you think. Flashback. This one isn't that old, but it's hula related. But maybe you can remember where and when this took place.
Oh, this is with a group of hula girls that are here in St. Louis. Some of them are from, come from the island of Hawaii, and this was at Wash U, and we were doing a haku, the headpiece. See the flower headpieces? We were making these headpieces, and they were all fresh flowers for the cancer patients that were there at the Washington University Hospital. And so this is where all of the hula students gathered, and we all made flower crowns, and then they were all delivered and given to some people that were having a difficult time. Because sometimes you lose all your hair,
Yeah.
when you're going through chemo. And so to put a crown of flowers on your head was really a beautiful experience. And so that's where that was. That was probably like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I always like this photo. It's very expressive. Everybody's smiling and posing and all that.
And they're all dancers, beautiful dancers.
That is so cool. So I and a lot of and Pookie's she said just surprise me with whatever you put up. But if you want some input in the future weeks, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just.
I like surprises.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
one of those people.
So I have 2 photos of myself from around 1992.
Oh, I'm going to be surprised.
So how many years ago is that? Is that 30 years ago?
31.
30. So wow. So this is I was just
Half
like
your age, babe.
So this is I can't remember, somebody sent this to me, but check this out. Yes, that's me on the left, by the way, the funky sweater.
Drinking a Coke.
Yeah, a can of Coke. Wow. Don't do that much these days.
Don't do that at all.
So I had this is 90. So I was like 30. Well, yeah, like
31.
31 or 32 back then, right? Yeah. And so I had a perm. I was getting perms a lot in the late 80s and early 90s. And my hair was pretty bushy at that point.
We should do that again, babe. What do you think?
That is a crazy look, isn't it? And I was in some recording. I think I was in a recording studio here. I don't remember exactly what I was. I mean, who knows what the project I was working on at the time. This was a local St. Louis recording studio. But that's for me, yeah, believe it or not, with the bushy, wavy, permed hair. I know,
That's so funny.
92. And then this next one is one of my I've had the good fortune of having brushes with greatness. We've met or had photos taken with different well-known people, but this one is one of the ones that lit me up the most. Does anybody know who these 2 characters are?
Oh!
Go on. Pop it in the comments there. Who is that?
Who is that?
Yes, that's the actors who played Ebb and Mr. Kimball from the TV show Green Acres. So depending on your age, you may or may not remember that show. Maybe you heard about it. But around that time, early 90s, give or take 91, 92, they were. I was part of a fundraising event around the holidays. Where they brought in, like, some years they brought in like Bob Denver, the guy that played Gilligan, or they played somebody like that. But this year they brought in these 2 guys, and I got to meet them, got to perform on stage with them. I was in this band that played. And they were up there dancing around while I was singing.
Bob was in heaven on this
yeah.
night. He was totally digging all of that.
And I was just loved, because I just loved that show, and they were so cool. I mean, they even had. I mean, and they're both deceased now, unfortunately, but they both wore their so this was like still decades after the show aired.
They were still in character.
Yeah, but they were so nice, because I hesitantly walked over to them in this like little backstage kind of party, and it was, and I I don't want to bug you, but Ebb, one of my favorite scenes was when you're Mr. Douglas was in the screen, and you walk by with a ladder on one end of it, and then you go out of the frame, and then he finishes my sentence. Oh, and then I was on the other end of the ladder when it came. So yeah, and he goes, well, my favorite was, and then they both loved talking about the show, and it was just the highlight of my year.
Oh,
yeah.
Great.
So yeah, anyway, so Ebb and Mr. Kimball from
So
Green
fun.
Acres. I don't appear to have as bushy of a hair there, but that's crazy, isn't it? Who is that guy? I don't recognize him. So that has been our Sunday Funday flashback. There you go. I just want to mention one thing. There's a resource that I created in the early years of posting affirmations on YouTube. That's actually been a pretty popular item. I just wanted to highlight it here. And actually, Lisa, it's probably like in the second paragraph of the description. If you want to grab the link or the little blurb about it and just pop that in the comments. But it's called the 21-Day Abundance and Money Attraction Brain Boost. Rewire your brain for prosperity and financial success. I think a number of you may have already purchase this. It's very affordable, but it's a program that it consists of audio, a series of 10-minute daily audios. There's some worksheets, and it's a process that have helped a lot of people increase their abundance. And so I just wanted to highlight it here because it seems to be pretty popular and pretty consistently over the years, and gotten great
I know. And
feedback on it.
Who out there couldn't experience more abundance and financial prosperity in their life? I mean, come on, right?
Absolutely.
You know?
So again, she'll there you go. Yeah, so it's in the comments, but it's also in the description of this video. And thank you so much, Lisa, for doing that. So I just wanted to highlight that. If that speaks to you, if you could use a little more prosperity in your life.
They got Keone Watch going.
Oh, he's getting cut off there. We used his new sleigh during the holidays, but we figured it had to go back to the.
It was time to put it away. Yeah, we'll have to bring it out again next year.
It's
It was so cute.
It's still out in the other room along with all our other Christmas decorations. It's still out. Probably be up until April, but.
But probably until probably for a minute still. We got him up late. This was the first time ever that we got our Christmas decorations up on Christmas Eve. It was so crazy.
That was really late. Yeah.
Usually we're like way ahead of that game, but I had been traveling, and then I came back from Japan with jet lag, and I couldn't stay awake, and it was a thing.
So let's turn our attention now to our topic of the week, which is creating an action plan for your goals. Now we started this last week when we talked about there's three different aspects of that falls into the activate section of this 3-step process that we've talked about. Some of you already know that. Did anybody know what the 3 words are that describe this process? What is it? I'm just going to give it to you, but go ahead and pop it in the comments if you want. It's heal, activate, connect. Heal, activate, connect. We talked about the heal part, I think, a lot in December. We've talked about it off and on over the months. But we're focusing on the activate part as it relates, especially to your big, bold, bodacious goal, which is abbreviated in what? How? BBBG. See, it's all coming together here. We're learning the alphabet as we go along. So last week we talked about the mental part of it. We talked about getting clear, making a decision, being clear about what you want, visualizing it. So all that like mental work that you do just for clarity and making a decision on what that goal is it's really important to know. Next week, we're going to be talking about actually the action that you're going to take, behaviors and habits. But this week, we're going to be focusing on creating a plan to reach that goal. So again, last week we start off with being clear, specific, having a goal. Part of this is like starting with the end in mind. So really like being totally clear, defining what that goal is. Last week we talked about knowing your why, correct? But here we're talking about planning.
That's the most important thing is your why.
Yeah, and so even though we are very flexible, yes, we believe in flexibility and intuition, and following your heart and combining the heart and the head and all these things. When you just kind of wing it for a goal, when you're fuzzy about the goal, when you're just like I'm just kind of going whatever whims, that can lead to unfocused results, right? Because I've done that. I've made that mistake of just kind of winging it. And sometimes, the universe will direct you, but sometimes you get a little off track. So
I think it just it adds time to the manifestation of the goal. Mm-hmm. When you're just kind of winging it. Yeah, you're still going to get there, but you could have gotten there so much quicker with a plan.
Right.
So
make sure your goal is, and you've heard of this thing called SMART goals, which stands for specific. Actually, I want to pull up a graphic here. It stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. So,
that's interesting. They used relevant.
What was your R word?
Risk.
Oh, risk. Oh,
yeah. Like it's like there's a level of risk about it.
I've seen these letters represent different things depending on who's presenting them. But I think the common one I think is relevant. But you could say there's a certain amount of risk involved.
I love the risky part because it kind of pushes you at the edge. It kind of triggers all of the it triggers you in stepping into a new version of yourself. You know, like you have to become something.
Which is why the big, bold, bodacious goal, as we describe in that free
Yeah.
ebook, is something that should scare you.
Yeah, just a
Yeah.
little, you know.
Yeah, a
Not
bit.
scare you so much that you won't take action on it.
Let's just go through these real quick. So specific means make your goals specific and narrow for more effective planning. So you don't want it to be like, I just want to feel better. I want to have better relationships with my family. That's a great aspiration, but it's not very clear. What does that mean? You know, and measurable. Define what evidence will prove you're making progress and reevaluate when necessary. So how do you know when you reach the goal? How do you know if you've gotten there early? How do you know if you've surpassed it, fallen short, or are you? Yeah, I've arrived. So it has to be specific. It has to be measurable. So maybe in the case of establishing maybe a closer bonds, a better relationship with your partner, it could be so many date nights a month, or it could be based on the amount of time you spend together, or some other metric that you have to come up with that will show you that you've arrived. And it's, or at least
How do you know when you have to know when you actually achieved the goal?
right. And then it gives you a specific thing to shoot for too. So specific, measurable, attainable, which is kind of like again the risk part. You have to balance that with risk. Make sure you can reasonably accomplish your goal within a certain time frame. But I think you would add while also being a stretch goal, right?
Yeah, a stretch goal. So Bob and I wouldn't set a goal to win the lottery.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm like, yeah.
that's really iffy.
And a lot of people have asked me in comments, "Hey, can you do an affirmation video on winning the lottery?" And I'm like, nah, I'm not feeling too good about. That wouldn't be authentic for me, because I don't think that's the way to play. I think I've heard what is it, Louise Hay
know
over
that.
the years
That's interesting.
talk about this, where she says, "Go ahead and play the lottery for fun, but don't rely on that as your I'm going to win the lottery as your source of abundance."
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
that's
So-
my personal opinion about
Yeah,
it.
and so like let's just say like you're someone who's making $100,000 a year. You wouldn't set a goal to make $500,000 in the next 3 months. That's not attainable. It's just to jump from that to that.
Right.
You know, you're setting yourself up for failure, and that's the other thing you want to be aware of is you don't want to set yourself up to fail. Right? Because then we beat ourselves up and then we validate that we're not worthy, we don't deserve it, we shouldn't have these things, who am I, blah, blah, blah. Right? So you want to set the goal up so that it is attainable. It is a stretch. It's a little risky. It feels a little scary.
It should make you feel that pit in your stomach, like, oh my God, ooh,
Like that butterfly thing, right? Because you'll have to do some things that you're not accustomed to doing in order to achieve it. Right? Because if it was all easy to do and whatnot, then what is the challenge? Where's the growth point for you? Right?
And in the heal part of this process, which comes before activate, which we're talking about now, we talk about examining those fearful thoughts that come up. But we discussed that in a previous month. But that's an important part of it. Is when you activate those triggers, like what's causing it, and that's part of the heal process. But we're on activate now, and so let's get back to the rest of it. So attainable, but so it should be a stretch, and to where you're a little nervous about it. So let's talk about relevant. Your goals should align with your values and long-term objectives. So this is part of something that you really should have covered during the getting clear, making this decision. You got to make sure this goal is really the right one for you. Is it in line with your values and your beliefs and your kind of overall picture of who you are and what you want out of your life, right?
Right. What's the vision that you have for your life? Is
Yeah.
it leading you in that direction?
Right. And then time-based, set a realistic, ambitious end date for a task, so you can prioritize your task and your motivation, but basically set a deadline. Yeah. So you can do this in any number of ways. I don't do a whole lot of advanced planning outside of 3 months, but you can still have these long-term visions, but get into the nitty-gritty of planning. I guess for me, it works with 3-month segments, and then you break it down into weekly and daily, activities. But anyway, that's a smart goal. Then you start. So now you've got this clear vision. You've made a decision. You've got it's specific. It's measurable. achievable, relevant, time bound. Now you start crafting a plan. You start crafting this roadmap to get there. Right?
Yep.
And
All about the roadmap. It's so important. It's kind of like your treasure map, right? You're starting here and the treasure's over here, right? And you got to go through all these things to get to the treasure. And so it's like your treasure map. How do you, and you get to look at it, and for me, what works for me is like starting with the end result, with my goal, and then backstepping it this way and chunking it down and having like dates and things that specific things need to be done by, right? So that I know that I'm on target to hitting that goal in 3 months, right?
Yeah. Someone's asking about if I can do affirmations for small mom and pop business owners. So, Mercy's asking that. So basically, I already have 2 or 3 videos up that are like affirmations for entrepreneurs or affirmations for career success. I doubt that I would get so nichey that I would just game it for mom and pop stores. I mean, you can apply the more general entrepreneur affirmations to whatever that size business it is. So if you Google that, or not Google that, but search on YouTube, you should be able to find my affirmations for entrepreneurs and things like that. And so let me hang on a second here. So where were we? So there's 2 ways to craft a plan to my way of thinking, and one is starting from the beginning and using a what's next approach. So you got this big goal, you know where you want to end up. So ask yourself, what's the very first small baby step I need to take in that direction? I'll use the example of writing a book. I've written a number of them over the years. So for me, if I have an idea and I want to get a book out 3 months from now, 6 months from now, whatever it is, I know the very first step I need to take is coming up with the title and an outline. So those are like the first 2 steps. It's not designing, there's nothing to design. I'm not going to work on the cover. I'm not going to work on distribution or whatever, because it's just further down the line. The very first thing is it helps me to have a clear, know what the title is, and then I create the outline. Like, what is this book? So I think, what's the title that's kind of enticing and attention getting, and it describes what I'm wanting to, write about. And then now I need to create the content that's going to live up to the promise of the title. So then I come up with like chapter titles, or I'm going to cover this thing first. So that's the outline. So maybe those are the first 2 baby steps that I take, but even before I even start writing the book. So you can use this. So think about your goal. What's the very first baby step that I need to take? And then you take that, and then like, what's next? So it's like, what's next thinking? So that's one way to do it. Start from the beginning. Just the tiny little next step. So like when you're driving from Los Angeles to Las Vegas, you're not thinking of every exit and every turn along the way. You're thinking about, I take this highway for the next 5 miles, and then I'm just so you just like, what's next? Where am I now? Where do I need to go? What's the next exit? Right. So think of your goal in the same way. So that's one way. Another way, which also can reveal some different information to you, is go to the end result. You publishing the book. And then work backwards, like reverse engineer it. Well, okay, so I'm having my launch party or whatever. Well, before that, I got to get them from the printer. Before that, I got to, they got to print them. So then you just like work backwards, and sometimes it'll reveal steps that maybe you're not thinking of when you look at it from starting from the beginning. So look at it from both directions. I found that to be really helpful.
Oh, well, I'm going to do that then.
You never thought about that, huh?
No.
Let's see that. Backwards. And I want to talk about, because you've been on a roll with planning, break your plan down into smaller, manageable steps. This will make it less overwhelming and more attainable. Again, I kind of used that book example already. Once I've got my outline, then I'm sitting down and I'm just working on. I'm not thinking of the 30,000 words. I'm thinking of what's that chapter, what's the paragraph, even the sentence that I'm working on. You just think of that. You break it down into little manageable things. How many words per day do I want to write? Quite often you hear writers talk about 1,000 words a day, which for some of you might be easy. You can crank it out in an hour. For others, it might be taking many hours.
4 hours.
Yeah, depending on what your relationship with the written word. But yeah, so break it down again to manageable, smaller steps. But share, Pooki, because you've been like, really, yeah, you have been doing a lot of planning and using a sheet that you created. Can you talk a little bit about that planning process?
I
Yeah.
did. So for me, because I am like, I listen to guidance, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am like the no planner. Right. And so as we were coming into this new year, it was like, I really need some structure because there are some things that are coming up that are really important. I have some deadlines of some things that I need to do that are really important. And so, rather than stressing myself out and not planning for it and then just kind of finding myself there arriving at this moment where I haven't taken care of business, I was like, okay, so I need to get a plan. I need to get structure, but also around like all areas of my life. So structure around my health, structure around my relationships, structure around the business, right? Or the business of doing business, like my YouTube channel, right? And getting all these things like becoming aware of them and creating a plan. And so every morning, and I'm so excited because I'm not doing it perfect yet. That's the other thing, right? What are we on day 15 of January? I'm not doing it perfect yet, but that's okay. I don't care because I am doing it and I am improving. I'm seeing great progress. It's like one of the very first things that I'm doing in the morning, like when I first wake up, is I am making myself a celery juice. That's the very first thing I do. Usually before it was a cup of coffee, right? And so I changed that. And I'm changing my behaviors too with my planning. Like what is it that I want? Right? Because I get stuck into these patterns. I've gotten stuck in these patterns. And so by creating a plan and activating other things, I'm changing those patterns. And I've been breaking patterns that I've had for a long time, a lot lately, which has really been good for me because it has me feeling empowered. Like, wow, I can do this. I can make these choices for myself. I can be good to myself in this way. And then after that, I sit down and I look at my planner for the day, for the week even. I just kind of go over it and get a scope of what it all looks like. And then I spend a little bit of time journaling, just 2 pages, just anything. It's kind of like Julia Cameron with The Artist Way. She recommended that you do they're called morning pages, and you just write. But I've done it consistently. And then I also created for myself a little page that I fill out every day. And it basically pushes me in this direction. Like, what are my big 3 things I'm going to do today towards my big, bold, bodacious goal? What are the 3 things that I'm going to do? That's one of the questions that I ask myself. I also ask myself how I'm feeling today. Like, how do I feel today? I also put on there, who am I going to reach out to and connect with today? And I put 4 little blank spots. So that I'm in that whole thing of reaching out and connecting to people and taking care of myself and paying attention, looking at the bigger picture, right? And so just this, putting all these things into my planner, having all of this just it's funneled down, it's just it's empowered me so much. And I've gotten so much stuff done.
Yeah, she's on a roll.
Oh my gosh. I mean, incredible amount of stuff, just crazy, wild stuff. Yesterday was insane. Yesterday, I actually had to tell myself, sit down, stop doing things. Because I was just on this roll. But even when I sat down and I did something, I still did something that was towards my goal. I sat down, but I still did something toward my goal. Right. So I was still moving it forward. So for me, structure is so important. Having a plan is so important. I've lived most of my life without a plan, just listening to the universe, and it's been glorious and wonderful. But when I have something that I want to accomplish, there's something that I want to manifest in the world, I can't just leave it up to this wishy-washiness. I have to actually sit down and make a plan. And also too, the amazing thing about having a plan is that nothing is falling through the cracks. No matter how insignificant it might seem, I put it on my planner. I just put it there. I write it in somewhere. I put it on there, right? And then I go back to it and I review it, and then I group them all up so that I can see them. And it's been just amazing. So, planning is uber important if you are going after a goal, a specific goal.
And you're not. But the thing is, you're not. That plan can evolve. There's flexibility built into it, but having the plan, the way I look at it, is having the plan sets you off in a specific direction. It gets you doing specific things, but along the way, you can adjust. You can pivot as long as you don't do it too. Like you're not using. You're not giving up, but it can evolve. So there's some creativity and flexibility there within reason, but without a plan, you're just in writing, in novel writing, which I don't do much at all. But there's two words. One is a plotter and one is a pantser. It's called. So a plotter is someone who does that outline and they know all the plot twists in their novel. A pantser is they're flying by the seat of their pants, where they just start writing the story and let it unfold. And actually, there are some people that have come up with good stories that way, but quite often it leads people to go astray, and then they have to go back and they realize, oh, this plot line's not working. So now I got to rework the whole thing. And like Pooki said, it can take longer to get to the end result. So. And maybe you can combine those. Maybe you have a roadmap and you're on it, but you're flexible and you make tweaks as you go, of course.
Yeah, and when you have a plan, so the whole thing is like, don't get so committed to the plan that when something shows up,
that's better.
That's a better, or that's an opportunity. You're like, oh no, I can't do that because I'm committed to this plan. The plan is there because it's like it allows you to know that you've veered off. Mm-hmm. But if you're veering off and it's going to take you in the direction of your goal, then go for it.
Right.
Go for it. But if you veer off and it's taking you away from what you're wanting to manifest, then pay attention and get back to the plan. Get back on your course. Because you can, we want you to be open to because sometimes things happen. Somebody will just show up in your life and they just have this amazing opportunity that gets you to your goal, but it kind of changes your plan a little bit. Be flexible with that. Don't be so rigid with that, Be in the flow with that, but that plan is there for you to divert from so that you know that you've gone off plan.
Yeah, and then you come up with you adjust your plan and update it, and then that's your new plan until something other opportunity comes along.
Yeah, because it never ever. I promise you. It never ever looks the way that you think it's going to look.
Right.
Ever.
The purpose,
plan all you want. It's not going to show up that way.
The purpose of having the plan is not to follow it to a T, and it's gonna unfold exactly the way you would visualized it, because it won't. That's just life.
It's your foundation.
But it gives you a direction, some clarity.
Your foundation.
Earlier, a couple of keys I'm usually overambitious with my timelines, and I become so discouraged when I can't achieve my goals on time. How can I set more realistic timelines? Deanne answered this, which kind of I resonate with this. She goes, if you reach the time and set, you're not done. Just extend it. Remember that you need to make your time longer in the future. Well, I like what she said. Give yourself some grace and keep moving forward. So Pooki and I, for almost a year now, have been a member of Weight Watchers, and we go to their actually 2 weekly meetings because we love that community there, and it helps us stay on track. And they talk about this a lot with people pursuing their weight goals. I mean, we come there to get healthy, to lose weight, and there's times when you're losing and you're on track and you're getting your little, awards for every milestone that you reach. And there's times when you backtrack. I've gained some back since I lost. But they talk about how to deal with that. Is the bottom line is don't give up, even though maybe you didn't reach that milestone in the time that you thought it was. Just like we just said, be flexible. Okay, well, there's things came up in my life, or I need to adjust my milestones to accommodate what's going on in my life right now. But celebrate the fact that you're still pursuing it. If you're showing up every day, if you're still taking those little baby steps, then you are a success. It doesn't have to, and just because it's not on the timeline you originally thought, that doesn't mean you're a failure. And don't use that as an excuse to it's not worth it. This stuff does't work.
I said,
yeah,
I'm not doing it perfect. I'm not getting it all done. Right, the outline that, and maybe I'm an overachiever in that. So pay attention, because you can set yourself up for failure if you overestimate, if you ask too much of yourself.
Yeah.
Right, and then this is a self-sabotaging program that we have running in our brain. Right, so give yourself some grace and extend it, and yes, just love yourself through the process, and in the future, make your goals more your timelines more realistic for how you've shown up in the past, right? Because what we want is we would rather have little successes than failures.
Yeah.
Right, because little successes will get you a lot further. They'll keep you propelled in that direction. But if you fail, then there's this opportunity for this dialogue to come in where you're just judging yourself and you're telling yourself that you can't have these things. They're not meant for you. You don't deserve it. You're not worthy. Blah 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 blah
Blah,
blah.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and that's not true. That's not true. So you want to make sure that you're setting yourself up for success, and you want it to be a challenge too, but you don't want it to be too much. I remember there was a time when I was doing this transformational workshop, and they had this thing where you were supposed to set up goals, like one on each side of a square. So I did like 5 on each side of the square. Well, I totally sabotaged myself. There was absolutely no way
20
that
goals, huh?
there was absolutely no way that I could get that done. Right? I thought I was gonna push myself and I was gonna blah, but I set myself up for sabotage. So pay attention to when that little
Yeah.
saboteur starts coming for you.
Earlier, Lisa posted this, which I think is brilliant. It's progress over perfection. So the way I phrase that is strive for progress, not perfection. Again, you have your roadmap, the ideal way that you see this unfolding, but as long as you're making progress towards it, and it's not perfect because I don't get everything done on my to-do list. That's for darn sure. Every day. Also, I have a note here to decide what milestones you want to celebrate along the way. So is it like if you're writing a book, is it when I get to the first third of the book, is that a milestone to celebrate? And even if you don't hit that milestone in the time frame, even if it takes a week or two or however long, much longer, you can still celebrate when you get there. So you want to be able to feel some momentum of success as you're going. Just another couple of points here, and we'll have to move on. But one is like, what planning system will you use? Don't just rely on keeping it all in your head. Are you writing it down in a journal? Are you using all the many different planning? An app on your phone. There are all sorts of planning websites. That are from the simple to the complicated. So, but have a system in place, probably linked to a calendar of some kind, which we'll talk about more next week. Also, and you're using some handwritten stuff like printed pages that you created.
I love handwritten.
Yeah, so you're not a digital. You're
No.
not entering this in a.
No, I like to look at it. I like the tactile aspect of it. I like sitting down and looking at my planner and writing my stuff with my pen and checking things off. But I'm just not a digital. I don't have that digital savvy. That wasn't my generation. We didn't get that. So
I do a little bit of both. Yeah.
I love mine.
And then just also consider what resources will you need. Are there tools that you need? And don't use money as an excuse. Oh, I don't have this. So what are tools are you going to need? Is it I don't know. Simple. Is it a computer, or do you have access to a computer? Is it set up where you can get to it? Are there other tools? If you're doing artwork or something, do you have the paint and the brushes and the things that you'll need? Is there a piece of software that would help you, that you can acquire? So just think of what the things are that you're going to need, or what resources you will need, so that they're available to you when that part of the plan comes up. And then one final thing is just anticipate distractions, because we can visualize this ideal unfoldment and we're smiling and happy, and yes, you want to do that because you want to feel good about this process, but also just know that there will be things that come up. So anticipate what's going to happen with my family, what's going to happen with my neighborhood.
You don't know.
Yeah. And so anticipate them, and then visualize how you will deal with those distractions when they come up. Demands on your time, whatever it is, but then already have it in your head that I'll be able to handle that, and don't let it shock you when they come up.
Yep. Because surprises, it's what life is all about.
That's right.
Sometimes we get these little surprises, and they just kind of take the rest of our day. I had a surprise on Thursday, just happened at noon, and it just took the rest of my day. And so that was one day that I didn't get very much of anything on my planning list done. Not a thing, because I was totally distracted by this occurrence that happened that I had to address immediately. It had to be taken care of. So.
Yep. Brianna says, I struggle a lot with my inner voice and such, and having ADD. I go ADD. Okay, but I found ways to help me get more done, and I've learned not to beat myself up. There's a key there. Don't beat yourself up about
Don't.
this stuff. The fact that you've made a plan and that you're working it is a success.
Yep.
You're a winner. Yeah.
Yeah, and I have ADHD too. And there's gifts in that,
Right.
right? But one of the things that we're not gifted with is planning. Like structure. That's really difficult for us because we're all over the place all the time, right? And personally, for me, I don't medicate for it in that way. I handle it in different ways with like my diet and whatnot. But
And we're gonna have to move things along here.
let's do it.
I think now it's time to do some affirmations
Okay.
related to this creating an action plan for your goals topic. Pookie, are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm going to pull them up here. I'm going to say each one. Say them along with Pookie right after me. Here we go. I am crafting a specific, inspiring plan to reach my goal.
I am crafting a specific, inspiring plan to reach my goal.
I break my plan down into small, manageable steps.
I break my plan down into small, manageable steps.
I set milestones to celebrate along the way.
I set milestones to celebrate along the way.
I select a planning system that serves me well.
I select a planning system that serves me well.
I anticipate distractions and know how to deal with them.
I anticipate distractions and know how to deal with them.
And the same affirmation I ended with last week, I am ready to live a big, bold, bodacious life.
I am ready to live a big, bold, bodacious life.
You got to say it that way. Your BBBL, but you have to have a BBBG to live the BBBL. All right. So
We got him excited now. Look. Isn't he cute?
We've
Isn't he
been-
adorable?
we may go beyond 90 minutes today, but I think we should squeeze everything in here because we got,
Say hi to everybody.
there's Keone.
Say hi.
There's-
Say hi, little mister.
Oh, look at him. He's so adorable. We've been talking a lot now, so we're going to give ourselves a little break, and we're going to play a dance tune. Deanna, are you ready for dance time?
Oh, she is.
Oh, she always is. But hopefully, all of you are. This is a song from our we put out a number of years ago with our choir. Features a full band. My friend Chuck Hughes plays the rockabilly guitar parts and the lead in the middle of it. It's a song called "Lighten Up." And so I'm going to put us up on the screen, but maybe start putting some of your thoughts about about what we just talked about up, and I'll highlight some of those comments as we go through this song. And what? Okay. I'm going to play that song now. It's called "Lighten Up." Here we go.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I hope you're feeling good, because we got a message for you. Even if you're not feeling so good, by the end of the song you will be uplifted, I guarantee you. Ready? Let's do this. When your life is looking down, lighten up, lighten up. When your life is looking down, lighten up, lighten up. When your life is looking down, lighten up, lighten up. If your heart is feeling heavy, lighten up,
concept of lighten up. To further ingrain this concept into your mind, body, and soul, we're going to hit you with it from one more angle. Something you need to remind yourself of every single day.
Don't take it all so seriously. 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 Don't take it all so seriously.
Go crazy, folks.
Wasn't that fun? That's so fun. It's a great song.
Good.
Lighten up.
You got the link up there, soulmassagemusic.com, if you want to learn more about our currently existing recorded music. Oh, wait, I think Keone's waking up. Got a lot of we have mostly comments about Keone throughout that whole thing.
Oh my goodness.
He is awake now. Jennifer says, "I'm doing the pony to this song." That's a dance of some kind. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I forgot.
You don't know the pony?
I
Come on,
I
Bob.
forgot.
Oh, that's right. You were never a dancer.
Never a dancer. What are you talking about?
That's okay. Ballroom lessons. That's on our goal
Yeah.
list.
I've done a lot of things in the creative world. Dancing, not the top of that list there. So, again,
Yeah, we're gonna change that.
yeah, never too old to learn to get light on my feet.
There you go.
We're going to want to thank Lisa for she's official moderator here now on Sunday mornings, and she's going to be putting in links, things that we talk about, and be of course just encouraging you to do cool stuff. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a long-standing crowd favorite here on Sunday mornings. That would be, of course, it's Bob's Comedy Corner.
Should do be why.
Bob's Comedy Corner. There you go. So,
I can only imagine what he's got in store today.
So, not every week, but sometimes I like to look and see what anything that special that happened on this date in history. Of course, we've already acknowledged that it's Martin Luther King's official birthday today, but that wouldn't be appropriate for this section. But I did discover that on this date in 2009, that was when Captain Chelsea Sully Sullenberger III landed an airplane in the Hudson River after the plane flew into a flock of Canadian geese shortly after takeoff. You might remember this. He had experience with gliders or something, but he took all the engines were gone, and he guided this thing and landed in on the Hudson River. Everyone survived, and it was a kind of big deal in the news.
Wow.
So I thought that this would be appropriate time to do some jokes about airlines and airliners and airplanes
And geese.
and all that. And there's no jokes about geese, and no
Okay.
geese were harmed in the telling of these jokes. So let me just pull this down a little bit here. And so I'm ready to go with these.
All
Pookie,
right, I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm
Again,
already
jokes
laughing.
about airplanes, airlines, air related things.
Okay.
So Pookie,
Yeah.
where does a Netflix series keep its airplane?
I have no idea.
In a cliffhanger. So, they always leave you wanting more. Okay. Oh, here's a question. Will invisible airplanes ever be a popular thing?
No, I have no idea.
See, I just can't imagine them taking off.
I just don't see it.
I just don't see it at all. What you're talking about? She's adding her own punchlines. That's great. I love it. Oh, why did the airplane get sent to its room?
Oh, I have no idea.
Bad altitude. You like that? These are family-friendly, dad
Of course.
joke-esque. I asked a flight attendant to change my seat because of a crying baby next to me. Well, it turns out you can't do that if the baby is yours. Did not know that.
Yep.
What did the football players say to the flight attendant? Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. Oh, I heard that who's the guy? The Creedence Clearwater Revival singer, John Fogerty. Did you know this is just bizarre about the way that the music industry works, but for years he didn't have the rights to his own songs. Like he wasn't even allowed to perform them. It was crazy. But I follow him on Twitter, and he's finally, after years of being in the courts, he got the rights back to the songs he created. Isn't that crazy?
Gosh, that is crazy.
So yeah, let's give a little. So go ahead and give some Creedence some spins. So send him some royalties.
That's great, Yeah. People, artists have been taken advantage of for a long
he must
time.
have got some kind of lousy deal
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
All right, back to the airplane jokes. Who invented the first airplane that would not fly? The Wrong Brothers. That's the lamest one of all these jokes.
Okay,
I promise
good.
you.
We got that one out of the way.
I threw my iPhone. I'm sorry. Yeah, I threw my phone from a roof and it broke. Can you believe it?
I can believe that.
I guess airplane mode wasn't working. Okay, let's see here. Oh, I saw a police officer wearing a pilot's uniform.
No way.
I thought it was a bit odd, but then I realized he was one of those plain clothes cops. Pilot plane. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe that was another. Okay, maybe that was the lamest one. Oh, but these next three I really love. I would try to build up momentum to having some of the better ones towards the end.
Okay, let's
I've
see if
seen
you-
a lot
let's
of
see if you did it.
A lot of hee-hees, LOLs, a lot of grunts in the comments there. Pookie, what do you
Yes.
call an airplane that flies backwards?
Oh, tell me, Bob.
A receding airline.
That's funny.
This is a good one. When checking my bags at the airport, I said, send one of my bags to New York, send one to Los Angeles, and one to Miami. Well, the Southwest clerk looked at me and said, we can't do that. I told her, well, you did a couple of weeks ago. That was actually a current events joke. What do you
That was a
you like?
current event
You like
joke.
that? Well, we'll be flying Southwest to Hawaii, so I hope they don't get. Yeah, I hope we don't get downgraded because of that. Okay, finally, one of my favorites. You ready
All
for
right,
this
I'm
one?
ready for
Final
this one.
joke
The
here.
final joke. This has got to be the one with the biggest laughs.
I hope so. Here we go. What do you get when you cross an airplane with a wizard?
I have no clue.
A flying sorcerer. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This has been
It's Bob's Comedy Corner. Should do be why. Bob's Comedy Corner.
on
How funny was
on
that?
second thought, maybe I should have ended with the receding airline joke, but that was so. I hope you enjoyed those airplane jokes. Want to remind you here as we move along. A couple of people have mentioned it in the comments there, but please, if you don't already, subscribe to the channel here. Oh, it's really easy to do. Just hit the subscribe button. It's absolutely free, and
All it does is tell YouTube that you like us, and then they'll share us with more people. That's what happens, right? It doesn't cost you anything. It's absolutely free, but it just lets YouTube know that you like us, and then they'll get us out to more people so that more people can experience this amazing channel.
But it will benefit you, especially if you hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button. It'll also alert you whenever we post new videos, and so that's the way the best way it's going to help you out. So please do that. Want to remind you again about the free guide that we're just launched the beginning of this year. How to turbocharge your life: 5 steps to unleashing your purpose, passion, and play. And in this free guide, which you can get again, Lisa, go ahead and pop that address in there, that web link, if you could. That would be awesome. You'll learn how to identify what's holding you back and dissolve the hurdles that are slowing you down. You'll learn how to install a new belief system and behaviors that will empower you and up-level your life. Ooh, the secret ingredient that will lead to your personal transformation. Ooh,
What is that?
we've actually mentioned it here in the chat, but you're going to have to... Okay. And then how to become a full... Ultimately, all these steps are leading you to become a full expression of your authentic self. And is that exactly what we want in life?
Okay, there, Clara's got one. How do rabbits travel? By hairplanes.
Clara's always got the best, best jokes. So that's very cool. And bears travel by bear planes. Okay, there we go. Now we're on a whole animal roll here. Do you want to do? Yeah, yes. Oh, okay. I guess we did all right on time. We have an original song that I think we maybe only done once before that we're going to do this. We kind of already have you've been posting your takeaways, but go ahead and post any additional thoughts that you had. Like what's your big bold bodacious goal?
Oh, yeah.
Could be what planning. What did you learn about planning today? Post this while we play this, and then at the very end we'll highlight some of them before we say goodbye. Oh, the bear plane or the whatever. There was a bunny lady approved. I forgot what. Oh, the hairplane joke. That's right, because Donna is the bunny lady.
Bearplane. It's also funny.
And we're really excited, and hopefully, I don't know how many weeks it's gonna be, but before long, we're gonna have a new kind of cool thing to announce and launch and let you know about. Some people here are getting early access to it to help us work out the kinks, but I'm just going to tease you there. There's something coming that I think you're all going to like, especially if you like this vibe that's happening on Sunday mornings. We're gonna create that in a more robust, ongoing way throughout the month. You know what I'm talking about, Pooki.
I do.
But we just can't say any specifics about it right now.
I know, you're just teasing them,
Keeping
babe.
it hush hush. So you want to what does this word unconditional love mean to you, Pooki Lee?
Well, it means that you love because loving is the thing to do. And it like it's not like, oh, I love this, but I don't love that. I love this person, but not that person. I love this, and it's like you love it all. Unconditional love is where you're absolutely accepting, like you accept whoever it is, and so like, and I've heard it said that if you call it unconditional love, like love is unconditional. So to say unconditional love is like kind of like a, what do they call that?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like stating the obvious.
Oh,
And
yeah.
if it isn't unconditional, then it's not love. It's something else. It's manipulation. It's something else.
If there are strings attached, it's not true. And we're not
Right.
talking. Of course, we're not talking about just romantic love. We're talking about just
No.
love of family, love of
Love.
humanity.
Love. Right.
And you don't have to always. You don't have to condone behaviors or. But you can still love a person. In a more universal way.
Because when people behave in ways that are not aligned with love, they're suffering from trauma. They're suffering from pain. They still are love. They still are. They've just had these incidences that happened in their life that have covered up their love, and so they're expressing through their pain. And so they are love. So it's so important that you recognize this, and that or I'll just say for me, that when I see people in that way of state of being, and that's a lot lately, right? Because there's a lot of people who are going through a lot of stuff. I just see the love that they are, and I just love that. Even if it's in contradiction to my own beliefs, right? Now that's kind of hard. That when we're doing stuff like that, we're talking about mastering love, right? We become masters of love. So, yeah.
Here we go. Start with I.
I am here to be an expression of love. I am here to be an expression of unconditional love. 'Cause if my love is conditional, it isn't really love. I am here to be an expression of love. You are here to be an expression of love. You are here to be an expression of unconditional love. 'Cause if my love is conditional, it isn't really love. You are here to be an expression of love. We are here to be an expression of love. We are here to be an expression of unconditional love. Cause if my love is conditional, it isn't really love. We are here to be an expression of love.
Back to I am here.
I am here,
An expression of love.
an expression of love.
I am here.
I am
To be
here,
an expression of unconditional love. Cause if our love is conditional,
if it's conditional, it isn't really love. No,
I am here.
I am here to be
An
an
expression of love.
unconditional love.
I am here to be an expression of love.
An expression of love.
I am here to be an expression of love.
Yeah! All right. Well, that wasn't the way that we planned it, but
I know, I got a little inspired to
It's all
improvise at the end.
good.
Felt like it was too abrupt, so I just threw it out a little bit.
it's
there.
okay. You know, sometimes things don't go the way that they plan them, but they're still wonderful. It's still amazing.
Let's see here. Just highlight a couple of your comments before we say so long. Melody says, thanks, Bob and Pooki, for another delightful Sunday morning. Have a fabulous week, everyone. Keep on smiling.
Yeah, Melody.
Keone showing us expression of love and wants to dance too.
Oh, look at you, boo.
Efna says that pup knows unconditional love.
That's right.
Let's see here. My goal is to make it to Bob and Pookie Sunday live streams. I'm so uplifted with joy after this session.
Yay, that's the intention. That's what we want.
We love hearing that. And you know that after the live streams, this same page is a replay. So not only can you come back to it, but you can send your friends here. You can share it and enjoy it all over again, or just. So yeah, you don't have to be here live, but we love it when you are. Mercy says, thank you, Bob and Pookie. Take away, create goals that are achievable, not a fantasy like the lottery. Gratitude, love, and kindness is important.
So much so.
Carrie says, I love that love is the answer.
I think he's picking up some weight here, bud.
I think we need to stop. I think I need to cut back on his on the amount of food I'm giving him. Carrie also says, take away, don't give up. Keep yourself activated. Don't give up. Keep yourself activated because giving up can be very lonely.
Yeah.
Or just
Yep.
disappointing. Yeah. So as long
So
as
you can come here too and have support.
as long as you're making progress. Donna experiences unconditional love from her bunnies.
Ah, yes.
She's the crazy bunny lady. That's self-described, that thing. Set your BBBG, which of course stands for big, bold, bodacious goal, and plan the steps it takes to get there. Be flexible, enjoy the journey, celebrate those wins, big and small. That's a great summation. Wow, she was actually listening to this. That was, I know she always does.
No, I think many people listen to this. Bob.
No, but Jillian, set realistic yet challenging goals. And have standards and a structure, also yet be gentle with yourself as you take inspired action to achieve what you desire. Smart goals, Cherise says. Yes, new and exciting things are coming.
Yes, yes. Have that attitude. Something magnificent is on the verge of happening.
Cynthia says this was a really great Sunday inspiration.
Well,
really
thank you,
inspiring.
Cynthia.
Yay, yay, yay. That's awesome. Well, I think we've got pretty much everyone here. So thanks a lot. We appreciate you being here. Sorry we can't get to all of your comments, but we do look at them, and we just appreciate your presence here. We don't take this audience or your attention and your time for granted.
No.
It's what gives our lives meaning. So thank you so much.
Yeah, we love you. We're sending you love all the time.
We are. All right. We'll see you again really soon.
Okay.
Take care.
Say
So
bye,
long.
Keone.
Bye, Keone.
Bye.
Look this way.